That's for her birthday.
So you said if a girl's posting scandalous pictures of herself in a relationship, that's cheating, right? Yeah. So in that same scenario, if a guy is like,
Before we even get started, already starting off crazy. So, do you think that posting provocative photos on the internet is cheating?
I don't think it's cheating. I think that there are certain levels to it that could make it disrespectful or, kind of that kind of thing. But I think that really goes back to, I mean, if you're sleeping around with somebody, then you already don't have that respect. So, like, it really wouldn't matter or shouldn't matter. But if you're in a committed relationship or otherwise, whether it's like you talk about being open or like are monogamous, as long as you're committed to that person, there is a certain level of respect that you should hold for them and that they should hold for you. Okay. And I'm not going to say that like being like in a bikini or like being in a pose that someone might consider sexy would be that level, not to me anyway. But I could see.
Would you call it disloyal? Because I think it's disloyal.
No, I don't. I really don't see it. I don't see it as disloyal because they're taking a picture, they're putting it out there. There's plenty of other. I mean, there's people that literally do that professionally for jobs, and it's not seen in that way. Like, I don't see why you would see it otherwise. Like, it's just because, honestly, to me, that speaks to a man's own. What's the word? That I'm looking for. What? Insecurity.
Oh God, here we go. Here we go.
I mean, it's true. It's just like, if you can't handle the fact that like your girl's gonna post a hot picture and like get attention, that's more so something on you. If anything, like if I'm with a person and they're very attractive, if they post an attractive picture, like I'm like, ooh, like, okay, you're getting likes and stuff. As long as you're not responding to it, like people can comment and people can say whatever because they're appreciating how good you look, just like I appreciate. Like, if I'm going out with you, like I want you to look good. I want to look good, with you or for you so that we can both show each other off, basically.
Okay.
But we're still coming back to us because there's nothing else being done.
So if your guy was actively flirting with women at the bar
That's different.
That's not different. I'm going to show you how it's not different. But let me just answer the question first. Okay. If your guy was actively flirting with girls at the bar or club or in the DMs, etc., would that be disloyal or cheating?
I wouldn't say that's like full on cheating, but I would say that's definitely an issue, and it definitely speaks to being disloyal.
Is that disloyal?
Yes. No, I definitely think that speaks to being...
Stay
because
right there. No, stay right there for a second. Just for a second. Stay right there. All right. For men and women are not the same. Like, I always start with this. You already don't like this shit. Men and women are not the same, right? So when you go to the bars and clubs, how do you get guys?
How do I get guys?
Yeah, how do you get guys? How do you get guys' numbers? How do you meet guys?
If I see a guy that like I am attracted to, that I'm like, oh, okay, like I'd want to talk to him, then I would go up to him.
As a majority basis, majority of the time, when you get guys or you hang out with guys or in a romantic setting, etc., do they approach you or you approach them?
I feel like on average, whether I'm getting them or not, I'm going to be approached.
Okay.
1,000%. Like it's definitely.
No. Just stay right there for a second. I want you to take it in. Take that in, right? Take that in. If a man goes to a bar, club, or etc., generally speaking, majority speaking, is he approaching or girls approaching him?
I mean, I definitely think most often, like if that's what he wants, then he will be approaching them. Okay. If it's not something that he cares, like, he's just like out not doing whatever, then like he might not, and like you might, but he might still be approached. I mean, I have approached a guy at a bar before.
I'm talking about, I was very specific with my question. I said majority.
Okay, all right, majority.
Guys are approaching, yes or no? I think
majority of the time a guy would be approaching for sure.
Okay.
I think that goes back to the general idea that the guy makes the first move. Like that's just something that's like always existed in like our culture.
Yeah.
So it's something that's, I think, kind of like being broken and on its way out. Same way, if a guy and a girl go out on a date, it's not always the standard that the guy should pay for. Like, I disagree with that. I think that sometimes a girl should pay.
Let's reel it back in on topic. now I'm about to lead you to the water so you can drink. Right?
Oh my God.
So since men and women are not the same, and men do things differently than women do things, a guy game is going to the bars. I even said this in another video that went kind of viral, by the way. A guy game is going to the bars and clubs and talking to women. That's his game. That's how he get women. That's how he flirt with women. That's how he get women. Your game as a woman is putting yourself in a position to get gamed.
For sure.
No. So then let's extrapolate that to social media. If you post some provocative photos, what are you doing? You are signaling to people, hey, I want attention, I want validation, come talk to me, come flirt with me, etc. You are putting yourself in a position to get game. Hold on. So, and by that essence, again, I wouldn't personally call it cheating unless y'all agreed upon those things and say, hey, don't post provocative photos, and you agreed and you still post it, that would be cheating. But I would definitely call it disloyal because that's how you flirt. That's how you get men, is by putting yourself in a position for men to talk to you.
That's not true. That's like saying that women exist and like it's their fault that men are going to come and talk to them. You know, like I understand what you are saying in terms of putting yourself out there. Like, absolutely, I agree with that. You know, if a woman just goes out, her general presence is like, especially if it's what she wants. If it's not, then it's honestly quite annoying. Speaking from personal experience, it's just like, okay, please go away. I don't care who you are or what you look like. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to, you know. Yeah. But on the flip side of that, if I do want to look for that kind of interaction, like generally I am just going to probably stand around. I'll look around the room. If I see somebody, I'll start to make eye contact with them or like, you know, try to make eye contact with them. And like from there, you know, an approach will be made. Like, that's like how I would go about it.
Okay, but just by you being and putting yourself in a position to get game, you are already open to be gamed. Hold on, let me finish. Hold on, let me finish.
What?
No, so I'm not saying, because you try to make it seem like just being existing. I'm not arguing that. So you going to the grocery store and you in your regular ass clothes, I'm not arguing that. But you going to the bar and clubs with a provocative outfit, of course you putting yourself in a position for dudes to come and talk to you. Just like you doing provocative photos on the internet. The question was very clear. Is provocative photos on the internet considered disloyal? Now, I wouldn't go as far as cheating, but I would definitely say it's disloyal.
Well, see, but no, I think that because I understand what you're saying. That's the outfit, the setting, the everything like that.
Context
makes it different.
Context
it makes it
matters.
Different. It makes it different for men as well, because if you see a guy in his slouchy, like, you know, house pants versus, you know, looking all dressed up and nice for wherever he's going, it's absolutely going to be a different sense of attraction. But what I'm saying is that just because I'm out there and I'm looking good and you see that as an opportunity to try does not mean that I'm going to reciprocate. So it's all about the reciprocation. So in that context as well, I'm posting this picture on Instagram because I like it. I like what I look like. I think I look hot. I think I look good. Do I like the attention? 100%. Who doesn't like attention?
But I
like,
would
no, like literally, like
my
who doesn't
argument.
like attention? But
sassy.
Sassy.
The difference is, does she engage with it? Does she comment back? Does she have DMs with these people? Is she talking back with them? That is what makes it disloyal. Because at that point, she's crossing the threshold of like, oh, I just put this out there because I wanted to.
Okay. No, I'm gonna let you finish, but it's wrong.
It's absolutely, it's like, I put this out there because I wanted to, versus I put this out there and now I found what something else that I was looking for, and I'm going to like give that a chance.
Okay.
You know?
The distinguish I would give is disloyal, and then when you say interacting, that would be cheating. Because now you are engaging in an interaction, knowing what that dude wants because the context is there. Now it turned into cheating versus being disloyal. Now it is cheating.
So you think that flirting is cheating?
Yes, that's what I'm trying to get you to understand.
No.
But I'm trying to get you to understand that flirting is different from men than it is for women. So you can't necessarily say, hey, dude, you go to the bar and clubs and it's fine for you to go. Just don't talk to nobody. Don't do nothing. It's not the same as saying, hey, girl, go to the bars and clubs and don't do nothing. It's just not the same.
It absolutely is the same, because you as a man would have to make that approach, or generally, as you said, majority of the time would be making that approach, which means that you are being the most disloyal by actually going through that process of like doing it. Otherwise it would be exactly the same, because if you're a good-looking man and you're going out and you're not doing that, you're not approaching anyone, you're not engaging, you're just standing there. You are putting yourself in the ability to get gamed yourself.
No.
Yes, you are.
Unless you can be a lot of times, because I've interviewed so many high value dudes that are quote unquote attractive, quote unquote got money, quote unquote got status, all these different things. They tell me, yes, do they get approached more than the average dude? Yes, 100%. So I'm not arguing that. I want to be clear. I'm not arguing that. But my argument is, for majority of men, even those men, they have to do majority of their approaching. They have to do majority of the chasing. They have to do the majority of the talking to the girl to get women. It's not like you're going to go to the bar or club and just be whatever, and girls is just going to, as a wave, going to come up to you like it is for a woman when you go to the bars and clubs.
But it's still a possibility, as long if you're not making...
Are you talking about the majority or are we talking about the minority?
I think
City Boys be up.
City Boys?
Oh my God. I think that it doesn't really matter. I think that a normal person, as long as he's, like I said, a decently looking man, can still be approached by a woman. It especially happens a lot more now, because women are just kind of like at that point where they're like, well, fuck it. Like, if that's what I'm interested in, I'm going to go get it. Like, there's more like that attitude. So it's even more so a thing that's happening where like guys are not having to approach as often or things. And it's not to say that they don't do it or don't do it, a good amount of the time. But I just think that's like, that's what makes the difference. Like, a woman is just there and it's happening to her. As long as she's disengaging and like not taking it in or anything like that, then she's not doing anything. It's simply happening to her.
That's where you're wrong. She's not just there. She put herself there. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand.
So what? A woman's not allowed to go out and have fun and do things because, oh no, she looks hot out in public, so now she's putting herself out there.
Why does fun equal going to the bars and clubs where single, mingle, and have...
Do you not like going out to bars and clubs?
Why you... What?
Do you not like going
single.
out? You think that's fun? So if you were in a relationship, you were never like, unless your significant other went with you, you would never ever go to a bar or club
and I'm
again.
single. I'm different and I'm single because my job is to go out to the bars and clubs and get people for the show and talk to people and say, hey, you want to be on the show, etc. Blah blah blah. She got her face right now. But point is, that's my job, so I can't not do my job. But my argument is that men and women are different, so you can't put the same exact way that a man flirts as the same way as a woman flirts. So by you saying that she's just there, she's not just there. She put herself there in those clothes, in that environment, with those alcohol, with those men. Now, why you can't go to a bowling alley? Why you can't go to a girl's restaurant?
How am I going to dance at a bowling alley or a restaurant?
Why you can't be at home, put some lights on, flip the switch, take turns, flip the switches?
So like, that's literally a control issue that you as an insecure man have, that you can't handle the idea of your woman being out in public without you and trusting her enough to know that she's not going to engage with any other men. She's simply going to exist in that scenario.
Trust.
It is about trust. Absolutely. No. Like, you're literally saying that the flirting is what makes it cheating. So if a woman is going out there...
No. What did I say? So don't put words in my mouth. What did I say? I didn't say cheating. What did I say?
You said that the putting yourself out there was disloyal, and at the point of flirting, it's cheating. That's what I said.
Okay, yes.
I said flirting was cheating.
Okay, I'm about to say.
I didn't mix you up. What the hell? No. So But that's what I'm saying. So it's like, she's not flirting. She's not doing anything. Mm-hmm. She's just there. She's enjoying what that scenario is for herself.
So why?
Why would you have to go out and do anything? So you're saying that once you become in a relationship, you are literally not allowed to do things.
When you get into a relationship, you don't act the same way you are single, obviously.
You don't necessarily, you don't have to act the same way. You can still do the same things, but you do not have to act the same way. That's all about how you're acting. When you're out and you're single, you act a certain way because you either want to attract that attention or you don't care about getting that type of attention.
Here's the cold hard truth. When you get into a relationship with a certain caliber of dudes, especially dudes that have respect for themselves, etc. She said, call me toxic. No. One of my homeboys did a video about this, and they always call you these 5 names. It was toxic, narcissistic, controlling, manipulating, and there was one more that I can't remember. But they always say these things when you are trying to protect the relationship. When you as a man start to put your foot down and say, hey, I want you to do certain activities and certain things so that way this relationship can actually last. No male friends. Don't go out. Don't fucking do hoe ass activities. Don't have hoe ass friends. Like, it's so many things that guys try to
that is
guys.
literally the definition of contrling. You're telling her what she can and cannot do.
Can we get back to the video?
On the same other factor, if a woman came into a relationship and told you can't have female friends, you can't like a girl's post on Instagram, you can't follow women on Instagram, you can't go out somewhere where I'm not there to see what you're doing, what would you call her?
I would call
number
her,
one word.
No, the number one word would be, it's not happening. It would be 3 words.
First of all, you guys know you'd call her crazy.
No,
she's being crazy.
No,
she's being over the top. She's being dramatic.
I actually wouldn't. But my thing is about leverage, right? So you don't have, as a woman coming to me, you don't have enough leverage.
I have a vagina. That's my leverage.
You're right. I agree. But it's not enough leverage for me, boo-boo. And for
maybe
most
not
dudes,
for you. We're talking about the majority.
And for majority of guys,
would call a woman like that crazy because they don't want to be controlled.
I disagree.
They don't want to be told what to do because they're the man.
No, I think majority of dudes will be submissive to those demands. I think majority of dudes.
You're crazy.
No, I think majority of regular dudes that gets a woman that is decent looking, that they actually like, and she says, hey, I don't want you having girlfriends. I don't want you going out. I think majority of those dudes will be okay with that. I truly do.
I mean, there's plenty of women that would be okay with that too because they just fall under doing like whatever.
I don't think so.
What do you mean?
I don't think women are okay with destroying their sexual options. So they're not gonna get rid of their Instagram. They're not gonna get rid of their male friends. They're not gonna get rid of any things that limits them to their options.
So it's all about sex. It's not just because social media is something that everybody has. So why would she not have social media?
Not everybody. I've definitely dated some girls that don't have.
The majority of people have.
Got you. Thank you. Thank you.
And so what? She's not gonna she's not gonna be able to enjoy the same thing just because you're in a relationship with her and you don't want her to have Instagram.
The same thing as in general. Give me an example. Give me one example. The same things as what? Like Instagram?
Yeah, like Instagram. Like you want her to get rid of Instagram.
Well, I want to be clear.
I'm not saying you as in you. I'm not saying you, but like in the general hypothetical situation that we're talking about.
Yes.
The man is saying like, "Oh, don't do this, get rid of this."
No.
Which are all things that are very regularly having social media.
I gotta stop the show. My bad. I pressed the wrong button. Guys, do not tell women what to do. See what they do before you even get with them. If they already going out and shit, hanging out, you already had sex with them, they not showing you woman qualities, they not dropping all these hoes, they still going out, they still doing certain things, don't make her your girlfriend. I say don't try to tell a woman what to do. Just see what she does. Is she already on Instagram? Is she already got male friends? Is she already out all the time, etc.? See how she moves first before you even think about giving her a hint of saying, hey, I don't like that, or I don't deal with girls that have an Instagram. I don't deal with girls that's provocative on Instagram. I don't deal with girls that go out. I don't deal with girls that have male friends. I say look at the girl first, 100% on all these aspects before you even think about getting a relationship with her.
So you're judging her and not giving her the opportunity to change for the relationship.
Yes, 100%.
Relationships change people all the time. That's literally like part of getting in a relationship is the fact that you as a person should continue to change and evolve and grow together.
You activated my trap card. I don't want a woman that's good to me. I want a good woman.
Okay, so to you,
no, think about that for a second.
You're looking at the societal standard of a good woman is someone who does this, and this.
Yes.
Who has basically no free will because society has told her that the only things that a good woman does is not sleep around. She doesn't speak her truth. She doesn't speak her mind.
It's not about society. It's what I think.
It's a societal idealization that's been implanted into the male brain.
It's biology, boo-boo, okay? It's biology. We don't want hoes. We don't want fat bitches. We don't want promiscuous women. We don't want women that are just out here like that crazy. We just don't want certain things as men. I already understand that as being a man.
That's totally fine. Women don't want men like that either, but that doesn't mean that a person doesn't have the ability to change if they're given
We
that,
changing
or if they've
so many goalposts
seen,
because this is
like,
a whole nother topic right now. I'm gonna be honest, this is a whole nother topic.
I don't know where we
But-
go. I don't even remember what she said.
I don't even know the video that we're watching right now. Point is,
Point is, you're crazy. And
tiny
you're wrong.
bit.
And you're
not wrong at all.
You're wrong.
All right, but when it comes to what you, I don't even remember what you said because now I'm. Let's get back to
Where's
the
the
video.
cricket button? I need crickets up in here.
Let's get back to the.
Liking pictures of a girl posting scandalous stuff, but he's in a relationship. Is that cheating on his end?
Not really. And the reason why, and I'll explain here in a second. Men don't have nearly the same amount of sexual options that women do. Like,
Right.
you guys can literally go into a club and go, ah, and someone will still have sex with you. If I do that, I could be the most handsome guy in there. I'm going to jail. So they're going to look at me like I'm weird. So men have to do way more to get sexual access than women do. So since it's easier for women to get sexual access, it would make sense from a logical standpoint. It's easier for you to get sex. Therefore, it's also easier for you to break the infidelity threshold as well. Since it's so easy for you to get, it's easier for you to also cheat. If that makes sense. Because men and women are not the same. Men have to be the ones to pursue. Women are the ones that are pursued. So just by putting yourself in a certain light for men to pursue you, I would construe that as like that's cheating.
Agreed.
Yeah.
But if you're liking that picture, aren't you then taking the steps that would initiate?
Pause really quickly. As a guy, stop liking girls' pictures. Stop giving women free attention. I have to say that.
Taking it further?
Well, though I don't agree with that, I
Unless you're smashing her.
think it's very stupid for men to do that. The likelihood of him actually getting a DM from that girl for liking her picture are slim to none.
Yeah, there's a big gap because, for
Realistically
example,
speaking.
if the guy likes the picture, right, that's cool, but there's many likes from different guys. If you like a picture, damn, who's that? So it's a different dynamic from the whole beginning, from not one like for each party.
Press spitting. That's
So
all.
Yeah. The probability that guy will get a follow-up from liking that girl's picture is slim to none.
he got to be verified, a celebrity status, somebody popular for him to even get a response.
Yeah.
From that.
Yeah.
At least.
Assuming she even sees a notification. So it's not the same.
Yeah.
You know? So anything else?
With
Just-
that, I think I would
Sure.
change my answer for who gets affected more by social media.
Yeah.
I would say the man now, just based on this conversation.
Okay, before she goes into her thing, who you think gets affected more by social media? Same question. In a dating world, not in other stuff, but in a dating world.
Affected in a dating, like, in what
How
way?
has social
Like,
media
like,
affected dating? That's a better question.
I mean, obviously it opens up the whole factor of like cheating to be way more than what it used to be, because before you could, you had to go out and be in public or like meet a person to be able to initiate any kind of cheating situation. And then now you just kind of have that access like at the tip of your fingers.
Yeah.
And it's way easier. I think it also has affected dating in terms of the grass is always greener type situation, I think that's a really big thing.
For once. Go ahead.
And no, I think that that's something that whether you realize it or not, or whether you're even looking for something else or not, can end up affecting you without you even knowing it. So it's like if you are in a relationship and you're happy and like everything's great, there's a few things that your partner does that you like don't really care for, but it's like on the whole you love them. However, you start seeing all these other couples on Instagram and you're just like, oh, like they don't seem to do that. They seem like they're completely compatible and they like love to do all the same things together and like all this stuff that you're like, well, he doesn't do that for me, or like we different in this situation. So it's like you start comparing only what you're seeing, which like the majority of the time, as we all know, is like what you're seeing on there is just a pretty picture of one moment.
All your highlights.
That
reels.
makes it look perfect, and in the reality, like that couple could fucking hate each other. Like you have no idea. I had a very personal situation of the same thing. Like I was previously married, and if you looked on my social media, like you would have thought we were very happy, really like good together, and like all this shit. And behind the curtain, it's like I was so miserable. And it wasn't like the entire relationship by any means, but like towards the end, like when it got bad, like it was bad. Yeah. And it just was never shown out there because like, why am I gonna, what do I gain from putting out it's a lot of people are sharing things like that more, you know, like mental health moments and stuff like that. And I think it's great, but it's still on average not something that's shown as often. I think especially because you never really know what someone's reaction is going to be to it. So it's a lot bigger of a fear moment of showing like, oh, this is what I'm look like at my lowest or at a bad point. What are they going to say versus like, oh, look at me, I look great. Yeah. You know, they're going to be saying good stuff. So it's honest.
I'm gonna be honest with the people right now. The girls that might be the easiest is the ones that's always showing that she got a boyfriend on the social media. I've seen a lot of girls get taken down. The ones that got them joint accounts or they're always posting their boyfriend. Those be the most miserable ones. I'm telling you, they be the most miserable ones because they so ugh. But point is, yeah, you only got to battle one versus if she's single, you got to battle tens of hundreds. But let's continue. Right.
Because I think that if they have like all of these like perceptions and like visions of how women should be like sexy and all of that, they're not putting their energy into the woman and they're really missing out on that part. So it affects the relationship on that end.
I mean,
I see a little bit.
I would argue that Instagram hurts women more because they think that they have too many options. Okay. And I think that is a large portion as to why women initiate so many breakups is because they think the grass is greener on the other side. I mean, let's be honest here, ladies. Women want the bigger, better deal. The taller guy, the more money, the more aesthetic guy. And with the internet, there's endless options. It used to be, 50 years ago, you were contained to your geographic area. My neighbor, he's cute, or this guy I went to school with in college is cool. You're limited to that. But nowadays with Instagram, with the internet, whatever, you're able to connect with someone in Dubai. You're able to connect with someone in New York City, LA. So when women have more options, what we've come to find from looking at the data is they typically tend to go with the higher status men. So a minority of the men are attracting a majority of the girls because men are not the same way as women. Women are, they try to find the optimal male. Men try to find the most females. So when women are given options, guess what happens? Most men lose out and only a small minority of men have all the chicks.
So why would that hurt the women more than the men?
Because there's not enough of these guys to go around.
Yeah.
So a majority of the women are chasing a fraction of the men thinking this guy's hitting me up. I can get a relationship with this guy when in reality, all they get is dick from that guy. So that guy is having sex with her and a bunch of other girls. And if a man has the ability to not settle down or have a polygamous relationship, he's going to do that. Men are only as faithful as their options. So what ends up happening, what feminism has actually done is it's inadvertently given all the power to the highest status men because all the girls are chasing that small minority guys thinking, well, I can DM him. He's responding to me. I've had sex with him. I think I can retain this guy. No, you can only get sex from him. I think that's a big mistake that a lot of girls make is they think I've dated an NFL player before. This is a caliber man I deserve. No, you fucked an NFL player before. That's a caliber guy you can fuck, but that might not mean that you can retain that man. Two different things.
Thoughts?
I mean, he's definitely has like some points for sure. Like as we talked about, like I think it's definitely a natural thing that goes back to like our brain and like the way that we're just built that says a higher status man or somebody like with money is going to be able to take care of me a lot better than someone who does not. Yeah. And so I mean it's definitely in like I just said with the whole grass is greener thing, like you're seeing only like one little fraction, like oh my god, this guy seems so perfect, he's so hot, he's talking to me and like maybe this could be great. So you're gonna leave whatever you have, and I mean he could end up being like the world's biggest fucking douchebag.
Of course, yeah.
You're never gonna know that, and so to an extent, like what he's saying is true, but I think that can also go for like all people because on the flip side, if a guy he may not get the response, but he is looking at all these things, and there's still the possibility for him to be like, oh, like my girl could look better because she doesn't look like this girl, or like. Still basing a lot of things in his relationship or the way he thinks about his relationship because of what he's seeing on social media.
Which I get, but the difference is guys are not leaving women. They might cheat on women. They might do their thing on the side with women.
They're not leaving them because like they have nowhere else to go. Like if you're a cheater, like who wants you, first of all?
Well, they don't know that they're cheating, obviously. But so my point is that guys, we are not like women typically will leave a relationship to go get a dude and get another relationship. They are not typically having two dudes at the same time type of shit. Dudes typically want two girls at the same time.
For sure, because I think in terms of like women are searching for what can service them the best in that terms of like what we
Quality.
talked about, and like, you know, like, okay, he's got this is going to protect me, this is going to service me in my life and what I want. You don't need the other person. A guy who can't supply his woman with that and only has the one thing, he's being taken care of and being loved on and stuff by her in terms of just like general, you know, like she cleans up after him or cooks for him and things like that. So he doesn't want to let go of the luxury of not having to do those things for himself, but he still can't handle the fact that like he's not all that special, so he just like goes out and like gets.
I mean, that can
it's
be
like
a percentage of it, but I think a lot of times dudes again really care about their women. They love their women, and they still out here cheating. Look at her face. I'm gonna clip that.
Disagree.
That's the face that I'm gonna have on the title of the fucking video. But men can 100% love you, be willing to die for you, like I keep saying, and still go fuck another bitch. But a girl cannot do the same. A girl
you
that's
do
not
not
broken.
love me if that's what you're doing.
No, see, this is what you're doing. This is what you're doing. It's called projection, right? Projection is, in my mind, I can't love a dude and have sex with another dude. So therefore, if you did that same action, then you don't love me. Men and women don't think the same. They don't act the same.
No, but it's just
they don't
like
think the same.
there are certain feelings that do tie in with having that strong type of emotional connection with a person, to where you should be able to get everything that you need to satisfy you in your life from them.
You as a woman will never, and I mean never, be able to sexually satisfy your dude by yourself. Let me keep it a buck for the 12% of women that's watching right now. Men already understand this. Men already know this. But a lot of dudes are not have enough leverage to be honest with women to say that. That's number one. Since we're on a podcast, I can just tell you straight up. So guys want quantity, women want quality. So for us, yeah, we're going to lie. We're going to be behind your back. We're going to make sure we cover our tracks, etc. Because guess what? We actually love you. We can wholeheartedly still love you and cheat. We can wholeheartedly still love you and go fuck another girl and come back to you. A lot of times, the dude might even be happier. The dude might even appreciate his girl more because now he like, damn, I got that out my chest. Let me go back and I feel a little guilty now. I feel a little whatever. Let me go love her more.
If you're feeling guilty, it's because you know you're doing something bad.
I wouldn't say it's bad. I would say it's...
You think if a girl cheats on you, it's bad, yes? Correct?
Men and women are not the same. But yes, to answer your question, yes.
You cannot put the same double standard. We're not the same. Cheating is cheating. If you're cheating, you're cheating. Again, and it hurts just the same. It will bother you just the same. Absolutely.
I disagree.
Men are so possessive and controlling that they can't stand the idea of their women cheating because it means that somebody else has what they have.
No, it's because as a woman, if you cheat on your man, you do not respect him no more.
You don't respect her either.
You can still respect your woman
that is
and
absolutely
cheat.
not. It's a mutual thing. Respect is respect, especially if that's not something she's agreed to, because to her, that is disrespectful. To her, that is not loyal. To her, you are going against her. So for you to do that, that means that you are actively disrespecting her. You're actively not caring about her because she and what she cares about as the person you love is telling you, this is not what I want. This is not how you show me love. This is not how I accept love. And you doing it is just basically blowing it in her face that you don't give a fuck about how she feels and what she wants. You only want to love her the way you want to love her, which is by being like, you know, you're so great. Here's some flowers. I feel bad. But still going and doing what you want. That's not for her.
Again.
Not for her. It doesn't matter if you're different. You can be different and have different needs, and absolutely talk about it with your partner. Be like, you know, I feel like I'm not really getting everything. I just feel like the openness of having a sexual experience with somebody else.
Most dudes can't do that
because they have no balls.
Well, they don't. Because I'm pretty honest with most people that I'm fuck with. But my point is, when it comes to dudes, they don't have balls, you say, or more specifically, leverage. Because they think, soon as I even say that,
they're comfortable in what they're getting and they're afraid to lose it. So they would rather take the
And it's not comfortable. It's not comfortable.
easy way out.
She getting sassy.
The easy way out. So as you said, the most disrespected way out, because nobody's gonna look at someone who's doing the easy thing and they're like think that they're actually like worth any respect.
A guy that sleeps with another woman.
So
is
a
not
guy that is going out there and sleeping around and not being communicative and open with his partner is taking the easy way out because he is too afraid to tell her the truth, in that what he wants is to be open and not in a monogamous relationship. And that may not mean that he doesn't love her. You know, he, like you said, maybe he does love her.
No
maybe he just wants to like go out there and do stuff. Okay, if you love her, have the respect for her to be honest and actually tell her that that's what you want. And if you're not doing that, then it's because you're afraid of losing her, which is understandable on some aspect, but then you're also taking the easy way out and not going about it with the respect to even have that conversation, because you have the issue and you are putting it down on yourself. You feel like it has to be a secret because it's shameful, because it's wrong.
Okay. I agree to some. No, buddy. I'm sorry. I agree to some of those. A lot of those things that you said. You said some truths and you said some lies. You said some truth. You said some lies. You said some truth. You mix like some lies and the truth. That's what you did.
Sure.
When it comes to that, I hear what you're saying. Be respectful. Be upfront about it, etc. But this lies the whole problem in a dynamic between men and women. One of my homeboys did a video about this. He said that if you are in a faithful relationship, you're a simp, right? And here's why. Because in a relationship, you, as a woman, get everything you want, biologically speaking, right? You get a man for yourself. You get all the benefits. You get the protecting, provisioning, etc. A man has to go against everything he wants to be in a relationship, a monogamous relationship. I want to be very specific, right? So literally,
You're saying that like all a man wants is sex.
I've been saying that for the past
36
minutes.
You really don't believe that men want anything else other than sex?
No, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is men want variety. So he may have a main girl that he love, admire, have his kids, all this stuff, but then go around sleeping with other women, and he's probably cool with that. Some dudes
He might be cool with that. But the whole point of this is what is cheating and what is respectful and what is loyal.
But let's get back on topic. Yes.
Within the relationship.
But that's my point. So my point is, as majority of men, they don't have enough leverage, or they don't think they have enough leverage to demand, say to you, hey, you gonna be monogamous to me, but I'm gonna be out here from time to time. I'm gonna be safe. I'm not gonna have no kids. I'm not gonna have no STDs, etc. I'm gonna be doing my thing.
Excuses.
Huh?
I can do, but you can't.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Literally no. That's
how
childish and
works.
so immature and such a toxic way of thinking, because that just shows that you're incapable of having the same confidence to let her do what she's gonna do and know that she's still gonna come back to you because she loves you.
No, she doesn't. If she does that, she does not love you, or she is extremely broken.
That's not true.
How is it not? Majority of women, if you was to ask them and say, hey, if you sleep with someone else, is it over for you and your dude? Majority would say yes. The ones that would say...
I need the statistics or the data on this, because I don't believe that at all.
Okay, cool. I've done multiple videos on this. A dude can still 100% love his girl. Now, again, I want to be very clear. Context matters. If you a hoe... yeah, maybe you can do that. Maybe you can detach because now you're not emotionally attached to people so easily because you a hoe. You don't have.
So it's a man hoe. Because that's not a real man. A real man can be with the person that he is supposed to be dedicated to and have those conversations. And if that's what they decide, then do what they want to do. But otherwise... I mean, I think it's fully capable that a man can do that, and that makes a real man. That's respectable. That's attractive.
No.
But if you literally can't handle yourself to the point where you're like, oh my God, one's just not enough. I got to break down and go do it all. Like,
That's not typically how it works. But you tried it, but it didn't work. You're not going to define what a real man is. A lot of women do that, and it's not going to work over on this side. When it comes to men, men are men, women are women. All we are arguing is this. I guess the way we go about trying to be in a relationship and getting what we both want. I'm trying to get you to understand that in a relationship, you get everything you want. In a relationship with a man, he gets.
True. That's not
Explain
true.
to me how it's not true.
If a man is out there cheating on me, then I'm
no,
not getting everything I
pause.
want.
No. In a regular relationship where he's not cheating, do you get everything that you want biologically speaking?
Solely biologically, maybe.
No.
No, because if there are so many other things that a man can do that would make you unhappy other than cheating.
Listen
if
very carefully.
Biologically,
yes,
I'm being taken care of.
Yes.
I'm
protected,
and I'm getting a penis. That's cool. But there are so many other things that go into the relationship.
No. Let's pause on that. Just stay it biologically for a second. God, you be jumping. Can we stay on one topic? When it comes to a man, when he gets into a relationship, what does he want? He wants variety. He can't have that no more by being monogamous.
He can if they just spice it up. God, be different. Do some other things.
Majority of girls is not
frankly,
out here.
I think this whole thing of like man jumping around and doing it's like, why aren't you better at sex then?
She doing shots. She got shots for everybody.
Like, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're looking for. And I'm like, oh, but you out there doing all these like, how? So you're just like, you're leaving unsatisfied women.
Well,
like
we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that behind the scenes. But stay on topic. When it comes to biologically speaking, you as a man do not get everything that you want. That's all I'm saying. My argument is when it comes to a relationship, a man is not getting what he wants, but a woman is getting everything she wants. There has to be some type of balance. There has to be some type of giveaway.
I think a man is still getting some of what he wants. Like, I don't think the only thing that men desire is variety. I do understand what you're saying. Like, yes, they want to feel like they can have all of everything. Mm-hmm. But I think there are ways to make things like that happen in a relationship. Simply by...
I get what you're saying, but let's be real here, because stop the cap. Majority of women is not out here throwing threesomes. Majority of women is not out here doling out hall passes. Majority of women, no.
No, and I mean, that just goes all back to the sex. Like, you can still find ways to have exciting sex with your partner.
What do you... I want to say this shit one more time, okay? Can you take the fucking headphones off so you can listen? You, as a woman... will never be able to sexually satisfy your man by yourself.
Neither will men.
Yes.
What's the difference?
Can we stay on topic?
Y'all think you be satisfying everything. I'm just like faking it. Just like,
she got shots for everybody. Woo. Anyway, point made. You can't sexually satisfy. The point is, I understand what you're saying. Be honest, be upfront, be open. But in lies the problem is if you open and honest, a lot of women will just leave you. A lot of women will not be okay with that. A lot of women will be like, all right, I'm going to do my own thing too.
You never know until you actually try, instead of being unfaithful and unloyal.
Guys, I'm just letting you know what guys going to do. I'm not even here to discuss.
Because guys are chicken.
Anyway, bottom line. No, what's your final thoughts and then what's your IG?
Final thoughts is like there's a lot that goes into the double standards between men and women, and I think the way that we each think about sex for ourselves, and I think that the way that we each think about sex for each other.
Yeah.
And I think it's an onion. There's layers, so many layers that we could go down, but generally it's different. Generally we think we know what's going on, and I don't think we actually do.
Well,
so
I think I have some type of idea, but
maybe,
speak for yourself. All right. What's your IG?
All right, the IG is you got Mel. Put 2 underscores in between each word.
All right, if you enjoyed this long ass video, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. If you want to follow her on Instagram, the link to her Instagram will be in the description below. Join Patreon, get Red Pill and Chill on Amazon, and I'm out. Peace.